at this stage of Inoue's career, where would you rank him on all of the fighters you've ever promoted from a skills perspective? Where does he rank?
It's scary what I'm seeing. He so overwhelms his opponents, really good opponents, that he's right. That I had never seen a fighter of that size perform the way he has. You know, maybe a Salvador Sanchez had that ability, but even then, he didn't win all his fights by knockout. Inoue goes into these fights, he boxes the guys and then knocks them out. You know, what we're seeing in Inoue is something really special. It's as special for boxing as Otani is for baseball. Another Japanese athlete who is doing things in baseball that we've never seen before since Babe Ruth. So again, Inoue is really, really special. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We are delighted to have playing a part in his career. This fight on May 6th in the Tokyo Dome is the first one in 30 years, first boxing match since Tyson and Douglas to be in the Tokyo Dome. When they announced the fight in Japan, the tickets sold out in one day. The Japanese are not a very emotional kind of people, but they really are emotional for Inoue, and the Boxing Writers Association has voted him Fighter of the Year for last year, and hopefully he'll be able to make it to their dinner. And that's how we got involved during the pandemic when they couldn't fight in Japan. They brought him over to us because we were doing fights in the bubble. And so we got to know Inoue there, in the United States. And he's a terrific, terrific young man, and one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. I actually had the pleasure of calling Inoue's fight against Maloney on the international feed for ESPN. That one, got to see him up close and personal as well too. But when we talk about the Tokyo Dome, only special fights take place there. Inoue is the favorite, but Luis Neri is not going to be nowhere near the dog that Buster Douglas was. But Inoue is also taking this fight personally because of the history Luis Neri has in the country and the misfractions that he's had in previous fights there. What's the mindset, do you think, of Inoue for this one? And could we see a different level of monster unleashed because the fight's a little more personal for him?
I mean, how could there be a different level of monster when we've seen the monster? His fight in December. He boxes for a couple of rounds, and then when he is ready, he just takes the guy out. I mean, Neri is a tough Mexican fighter who'll give him a go for a few rounds, and then Inoue will knock him out. Mm-hmm. I mean, people here in the United States will be watching that fight on ESPN Plus. Even though it takes place in the early hours of the morning, have a treat in store for them because people live on the West Coast. They get up in the morning and they put on ESPN Plus, and they can watch that fight from the beginning, even though it's already taken place. So again, and ESPN has told us that the audience for an Inoue fight, even though it comes at a crazy hour, is very, very large. So, boxing fans know they are watching something special when they watch Inoue.
Mhm. And you have the pieces to the puzzle to kind of keep Inoue progressing down the line. 126 pounds. Is that the plan after the Neri fight, regardless of the decision for him to move to 126?
No, no, that's not the plan. The plan is to keep him at 122 for the rest of the year.
Mhm.
Then next year to make an assessment if they want him to go to 126.
Mhm.
The Japanese don't decide these issues on emotion the way Americans do, or tend to do. Japanese figure it out, they calculate, uh, and so I can't say even that he will go to 126. That decision won't be reached until early next year.
And in a way, he's taken the mantle, per se, as the pound for pound best in the top rank stable, perhaps from Vasily Lomachenko, who's going to be fighting